This is the pecan tree somebody gave me. Usually when I plant anything in this part of the yard here, like I've planted a few trees. I had another one there, but it ended up dying. Something was burrowing in it. I don't know what it was, but it died. But usually when I plant stuff in this part of the yard, the leaves turn brown and fall off until it gets established. I'm not sure why. I think it's just because there's so much red clay. But this is a pecan tree somebody gave me, and what I've done, and they told me to make a donut around it, so as a joke, I made a moat around it and then threw the dirt up as the donut to hold some water in the center. But after a few weeks, I'll probably pull those sides back down into the hole and let it resettle. And I'm also going to put some mulch on top of it. I didn't put potting soil real thick. I just put a thin layer around the top just to kind of feed the tree a little bit. But it's just a thin layer. All that's going to get covered in mulch to help retain water as well. So I figured it couldn't hurt. I want more pecan trees, so I got pecans from the same person. And I don't even know if I'm doing this right. I just dug in a circle and piled it all up. Kind of made like a little volcano shape right there to put some potting soil in. Then I dropped the pecans on top of it. I'm going to cover that with mulch. And my reason behind doing this is the tree that these came off of was dropping pecans everywhere, and they were sprouting up on their own. So I'm thinking, if nature knows how to do it better than me, I'm going to let nature do it. So if these sprout up, they sprout up. If they don't, I ain't lost nothing but a little bit of potting soil. And I'm going to cover these in mulch, because the way I was figuring, after a time they might bury themselves in the ground a little bit. People running by, stepping on them, might bury them in the ground. Animals burying them when they're stepping by, just pushing them in the ground. And then there's a layer of mulch on top of them whenever the leaves fall off the tree. So I'm thinking that's probably the best way to do it, because that's how nature does it. So all I'm going to do is, when they start sprouting big enough for me to transplant, I'll just start pulling the dirt off on the side. That way, when I'm pulling the dirt off, it'll expose the roots, and I ain't gotta dig down so far and risk damaging the roots. Then I'll plant them where I want them. And I'm doing it this way here, in a row instead of a circle. Those are also pecans. Done the same exact thing as that one over there, except for this one's in a line. But I'm going to take and I'm going to throw mulch on top of it. I'll probably have to pile it on the sides too, so it stays there. And once they start popping out, I'm just going to go around and dig it off the sides, and I'm going to pull them up, plant them where I want to. Again, I don't know if I'm doing this right or wrong. And if I get 2 or 3 trees out of it, I'm happy. Well, this is just an experiment to see if it'll work. Because that's how it happens in nature, is minus the potting soil and the heels and stuff like that. But it's usually on flat ground or whatever, and it grows out the ground, so I don't see why this wouldn't work. Oh, we got some fire ants making a bed in it. Hope that don't do anything. Hopefully they don't start eating the pecans. Because these pecans are from a whole different tree than those and that one. Those pecans actually come off of 2 trees on the same property. And that one came off the same property as those. But that's it for my pecans. I'll make a video whenever I put the mulch on top.